Hi, and thanks for watching Parks in Your Pocket. My name is Dave, and today I'm taking a look at Astro Orbiter here at Magic Kingdom. So, just so you know, this is an older ride, and it's a little more difficult to actually get into if you don't know exactly where to look. So what you want to do is, if you want to ride this ride, you want to find this sign, and you're going to wait in line to get in this elevator and go up there to ride that cool ride that's way up on top of this concession stand. It is a fun looking ride, so I'm going to jump on it and let you guys know what to expect at the end of the queue. Today is the last Friday in July of 2021. There's currently a state of emergency in the county for COVID, so I'm going to keep my mask on the entire time. I'm sorry if that makes people upset, but I'm just going to do everything I can to keep myself safe and the people around me safe. So just in case you're wondering why I'm wearing a mask 4 years from now, that is why. So currently the wait time is 45 minutes. The sun is going to beat down on me for the majority of this queue, so make sure you're wearing sunscreen if you're coming on a busy day, because you will be standing in the sun for a long time. All right, let's take a closer look. If you're wondering how I know how long the wait time is, if you turn from the sign and you look over here, there's a little sign right here that tells you what the wait time is. Right there. There's also this concession stand underneath the Astro Orbiter. On the back side of the concession stand is the entrance to the People Mover. So when you see the Astro Orbiter, you know that, hey, there's a lot of stuff just right underneath it. I got a little space there. So if you're a little claustrophobic, this might not be the best thing for you, because this is an enclosed elevator. You can't see out. So when you get to the end of the queue, so you've gone up the elevator, there's two waiting areas at the top. Okay? What they do is they load one on, and then everybody else in the other waiting area usually has to wait for the ride to go, and then they load up the empty waiting area when it's our turn to go. So once you get up to the top, you're not quite like instantly on the ride. You have to wait one more go, and then you get to get on the ride. On Astro Orbiter, each rocket can hold 2 people, and the smallest person needs to be in the front. There's only one seatbelt. It goes around both of you, but due to how the acceleration works, if the larger person's in the front, they'll crush the person in the back. So definitely want to make sure you put any kids or anything you don't want to crush and have it die, put it in front of you.
I'm not that far down.
Sneak through here. Hi. All right. So any bags or anything goes against the silver railing back here. So that's where I'm going to put that right there. All right, and then I'm going to jump into this rocket here. So there's a step. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if you're coming on a rainy day,
all pilots, to ensure
this can be very slick.
Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened.
Very wobbly.
Your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside. And please.
All right, so I put my feet down there. That's it. My hips don't want to get in there, so I had to put one hip in at a time. All right, I am in. I got to get the seatbelt on.
All right, pilots, as you approach the rocket for your flight, remember there's one red safety belt in each rocket. That one red safety belt goes around every pilot inside. If you're sharing a rocket, you are sharing a seatbelt. Smaller pilot sits in front.
My hips are too wide for this, but I can put one hip in at a time. The seatbelt has plenty of room.
To make your
Once I get
ship
in,
fly higher, pull back on the control lever in front
I have plenty of room. It's like I'm not pressed in here.
Thank you.
I can reach the control lever.
Pilots, prepare for liftoff.
All right, so we're gonna take off here. Now, with the control lever, I think if you pull back on it, you go up. If you push down on it, you go down.
Alright, pilots, as a reminder, face covering, stay above your nose and mouth throughout your entire flight. Prepare for liftoff in 3, 2, 1. Blast off.
There we go.
Take the rocket to fly higher.
All right.
Pull back on the control lever in front of you.
All right, so pull back to go higher. Now, I don't normally get dizzy on these kinds of rides. These rides are extremely common around Orlando. You can find them. Push forward to go up, I think. No, there it goes. Pull back to go up. Yeah, I was right the first time. So, I don't normally get dizzy on these kinds of rides, but this one I actually do kind of get dizzy on, especially at night, unless I look at the horizon. Also, the breeze is kind of wanting to take my hat off, so I'm going to spin that around. All right, so you get really good views, though, for the split second that you see them. And if you're able to go during the fireworks, and you can get that castle view, that's pretty awesome. Hopefully that shot isn't terrible, because that was difficult to do. I am already dizzy, just from this little bit of going around like this. Because I'm looking at the camera and everything is flying around me. All right, I think that's usually the sound that means, hey, your ride is over. Now when it decelerates, you start to push against this wall pretty hard. So my high center of gravity doesn't do me any favors there. Oh yeah, I'm dizzy. And I'm on the wrong side. I'm not near my bag, so I gotta go get my bag. Alright, so I pull out and I sit on the edge of that. This thing is really wobbly trying to get out of here. Make sure I didn't drop anything. To get off the ride, you just take the same elevator back down. The view is pretty good up here though. Alright, so that is a close-up look at the Astro Orbiter. My thoughts on it, it's a pretty dated ride. It's a really great set piece for Tomorrowland though. So it's right in the middle of Tomorrowland, you really can't miss it. But it kind of breaks down a lot, and a lot of the times, like 4 of the ride vehicles just weren't working today. So it's really hit or miss as to whether all the fancy stuff that could be happening with it will be happening with it when you come and visit. From a big and tall perspective, the width of my hips makes it kind of difficult to get in and out of. I have to put in one hip at a time and kind of pop it in, and it can be uncomfortable to get in, but once I'm in, I'm fine. If I was riding with someone else, I would probably really struggle because I don't know where I would put my legs. Just because my legs extend all the way to the front of the rocket. So
who are you talking to?
Camera. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, if you're a big and tall person, like my hips kind of hurt when I go into the ride, and I kind of have to put one hip in and then get the other hip in. But once I'm in, I'm fine. If there's a little bit of rain, a little bit of moisture, this Astro Orbiter can be impossible to get out of. It's like I slip and slip and slip. And I just can't get any traction to get out. Although I am wearing flip-flops, and that might not be the best idea when it's raining. Because most of the time I'm wearing flip-flops. Overall, the ride experience, not even from a big and tall perspective, you're up really high and you're spinning around really fast, which most rides don't get me dizzy. They don't make me nauseous. But this one pretty much always does, because I can't lock onto the horizon. Something about that angle, there's so many distracting things to look at. I want to look at the pretty things, and then my brain is just like, nope, that is not what you should be looking, and it goes a little sideways for me. So those are my thoughts. If you get really nauseous, you might want to close your eyes on this one, but it's worth doing at least once. All right, well, thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye!
Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. I also want to thank all of our Patreon supporters, our Pocketeers. If you're interested in becoming a Pocketeer, please check out the Patreon link up above. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you really should follow me on Instagram to see some of the really cool pictures I've been taking around the parks.